Welcome to episode 66. And this will probably be the final episode on the Siu Nim Tau form, at least for now. You might recall last week we looked at this shooting hand into the center. But basically it's a Gan Sau, but it's like a short or emergency Gan Sau. It's the first reason why we do the Shuk Sau action. But after we've done that first one, we place the other hand at the elbow, pointing down. Not pointing to the side or pointing back up towards the shoulder, but pointing down. And then using friction in both directions, we're exchanging the hands. The reason being that there's two things to discuss here. One is the idea that if a shape is not working, I want to get in here, but he's too strong for me. If I reverse that shape, it can create a weakness. If I'm here and I want to get in and he's too strong, changing the shape will get me in. If he grabs my wrist, I can't get out of it by going that way. But if I change the shape, I can get in. So the first lesson that's being taught here is if a certain shape or a certain direction isn't working, reversing the shape or the direction makes it work. And that happens constantly in any exchanges that we have, particularly in Chi Sao where you see it a lot, but also in any freestyle attack and defense training. And in a fighting situation, you collide with someone and they're too strong, you don't keep trying to push your way in. Changing is going to be the solution. So the first thing you're learning to do is if you meet a barrier that's too powerful, consider changing the direction or changing the angle of the hand, and that will allow you to continue the movement. Why are we pointing down the arm? Simple reason. You need to point where you want your power to go. If my hand is jammed up like this and my fingers are pointing over there, Yung can hold me all day if he wants to. But if I just turn my hand to point towards Yung Chua, all of a sudden I have more power. If I'm on the inside and my fingers are facing to the corner, he can hold me. But if I turn my hand, I can move him. Those who know Chum Kill form would recognize in the first part of the Chum Kill form, when we do the Chum Kill Shuk Sau, in our family, we turn the fingers out slightly. This is why. If I go straight, I can't necessarily get in. But if I turn the fingers a little bit, I can. It's all about body mechanics. When you change the angle, you strengthen the links between the joints and you create power. So the reason I want it to go that way is because it'll give me more power than if I do it sideways. Finally, the third reason why we do this, probably the most important reason, and a little bit obvious to everybody, but the form is making sure you never forget it, and that is if you need to take a hand away, you must replace it. You never just take a hand away because you'll get whacked. In Chum Kill form and in Bilji form, you still see this hand, but you don't see it downwards. We only see it downwards in Siu Nim Tau because we've added this emergency Gan Sau action. In the other forms, Shuk Sau is always done in a forward direction at mid-level. Bilji is the same. Whenever you come back, we Shuk Sau. So in simple logic is, if I've got a contact position, I want to use the other hand, I don't just take this one away. He's going to whack me for sure. I need to replace or replace or replace. Never ever remove a hand without putting something in its place. So that brings us to the end of the form, because when we finish those final actions, that just leaves the most important technique of all, our basic flowing punches. And we're back to the beginning. This is different to the first punch. The first punch we did was from here to understand the basic concepts behind Wing Chun punching theory. Square stance, face the target, travel the shortest line, vertical fist, etc., etc. Now we're putting it into practice. Boom, 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 one after the other, hitting the same spot with every punch, covering the center as we go. And that brings us to the end of the form. In our family, we have no fancy flourish at the end. We just finish our punches and walk away. So I'm going to walk away now, and I'll see you next week, and we'll be on a whole new topic of things to talk about. See you then. Bye.